Howdy team, welcome to today's episode. This is actually something a little bit different because we're in weird economic times. Cost of living's going up, petrol's been going up, the living expenses are increasing, and now the mortgage market, the interest rates are volatile. They are hugely turbulent. And a good friend of mine, Ellie Mckay, invited me to come and talk on her On a Mission podcast. Now, On a Mission podcast is one of the biggest podcasts at the top of the charts. And Ellie is fantastic. She's an awesome person, a lovely human being, a really good friend of mine. And the conversation that we had, and she was asking me about financial information. I was sharing opinions based on, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a self-employed individual, whether you're an advisor wanting to give your advice to clients. And I shared lots of valuable insights that I think no matter on your individual circumstances, it's going to give you some education, some ideas and some thought processes to help you navigate the next 12, 18, 24 months. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Love to get your feedback as always. Connect with me on any social media channel. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and feedback. I hope it gives you value. I hope it serves you. And if you disagree with anything that I say in here, I'd love to keep the conversation going with you on a social media channel. So enjoy, and I shall look forward to catching up with you soon on the next episode of the Pro Podcast. Remember, now's the time to become pro. In sad times, you can't have sadness without happiness. You can't have negativity without positivity. You can't have upside without downside. And sitting there doing nothing at the present time is not going to see you coming out of the back end of this.
For those people who are up for it, who are realistic about the opportunities that are there, I do believe that over the next few years, there will be a chance to make generational wealth.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. I talk about I've got hundreds of mentees who are mostly mortgage advisors, but range across a variety of service-based businesses. So yes, I have my brokerage, and that's a team of 25. But since 2019, I've been coaching and mentoring, a lot of advisors that are in the 6 and sort of 7-figure realm. And I'm just saying, I've always said to them, short-term pain for long-term gain. You have to go through periods in business, and that could be a year. 2016, when I downsized and I started all over again, I did 9 till 9, 6-day weeks. I sacrificed time with friends and family and things like that. But that gave me the ability in 2017 to move to working 4-day weeks and to have more free time than I ever had. And I think, as you said right there, we are in a period of short-term pain. That could last this time around 18 months. But in the pain that we are here, if you do that short-term pain, and I don't want to go back to working 6-7-day weeks. I've got a baby due in February, so that's definitely not going to be happening through February at the very least. But I'm willing to put in the extra graft. I'm willing to put in the extra hours. I'm willing to have conversations on Wednesday night till 10:30, on Thursday night till 10:30. You've just got to get out there. You've just got to do more than you've already done, and do more than you've done. Set examples for your team and for the people that are around, and don't listen to the people who are broke doing nothing. And that short-term pain could literally change your life and create generational wealth. And I'm sure Ellie will agree that, if you're hanging around with people that are saying something different, time to sack some friends and upskill and get around people that inspire you, motivate you, and help you to raise your own standards and your own game to take your life to a new level. Because cheesy saying of you are the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with, that's a cultural thing. Why does the book Legacy do so well around the New Zealand rugby team? What's the shift that's happened this year in the Man United team? Man United are crap right now, and they were the best team for years and years and years. And that's because there's been a cultural shift. The manager's not there. The players are different. There's no team spirit. Who you hang around with is going to dictate the outcome and the results that you get to over the next 18 months, 2 years. And you either change your life or you sit there on the hamster wheel and you're in exactly the same position in the next 18 months. It's your freaking choice.
Do you get, within the industry, I know you're obviously performing at a very senior level, do you get access to information that us lay people perhaps don't get?
Yes, we do, without a doubt. Well, not necessarily. I wouldn't say information that you don't get. I just think it gets spun very differently in the media. The times that we've been through, over the last couple of weeks, it was actually dictated. I'm no expert when it comes to inflation and the government policies and all that. Like, my job is a business owner. My job is to save people money on their mortgages. I have an awareness and a good understanding of financials. But the reason why inflation's going up, in my opinion, is because we have the cost of living and the energy crisis, and we have the petrol prices. That's what's forcing up inflation. Now, the government are trying to raise interest rates in order to be able to reduce inflation. But that's not going to have that desired effect. That's raising interest rates, I don't believe, is going to bring down inflation. So a lot of what we're seeing, though, is generally, if you go back to the 2008 credit crunch, is mirrored by America. So we were able to see, and anyone can Google this. If you just Google American swap rates, currently the 2-year swap rate is 6.75, which gives you an indication as to where we are going, because we are heavily connected to America, and a lot of our financial institutions are backed with how it all works. And that's what they do. Generally, we follow suit. So we know there's going to be some additional raises in interest rates. But again, this is my personal opinion. This is not advice. I have the option in January of choosing a 2-year or a 5-year fixed rate. And I've opted for a 2-year because my belief and my gut instinct is that, I can afford, that's one of the caveats, is I can afford the additional interest or the additional mortgage payment that I have to pay. So that's why advice is specific. If you can't, then you might want to say to myself, well, actually, I'm stretching it on 5 years, so I'm just going to protect myself today. But based on me, I can afford the increase. So I'm willing, in my risk appetite, to take a 2-year fixed rate, because my gut instinct says that in 2 years' time, they're not going to be potentially higher than that 5-year, and they may have come down by that time. Now, that's a risk. I haven't got a crystal ball. Nobody has. So there's an element of personal perception. There's an element of looking at what's going on with inflation. And there's an element of looking at what's going on in America. But equally, there's also that thought process that for many of you potentially listening to this, and I know Ellie doesn't mind, you're going to be fucked by this situation, and you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage. And I feel so badly for you in that situation. And I think it's wrong that the government can allow that to happen and not fight the thing that actually is really mattering, which is the energy prices and the petrol prices. So there's going to be almost that catastrophic boom at some point in time where pressure is going to be put on to bring interest rates back down, so that repossessions aren't continuing to happen, so that, the pound obviously begins to grow and gain its strength once again. And I just think it's very volatile times. But if we stay positive, if you can survive 12 to 18 months, then I think we shall start to hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and this is, my kind of gut instinct, but crystal ball moment, is survive that period of time. If you can get through that, then touch wood, you'll be coming out the other side of what would have been a really tough 12, 18 months. If you need to reduce your savings right now, or, reduce your payment right now, seek advice, find out what is the best thing for you. You could switch to interest only, as I have done. You may be able to extend your mortgage term, which would bring your monthly payment down to make the mortgage more affordable. If you are absolutely screwed and it's really messing you up on any form of debt, be it a loan, be it a credit card, be it a mortgage, do not leave it. Speak to the provider, speak to the lender, speak to the bank. The worst thing you can do is stick it in a drawer and leave those bills mounting up or anything else. Communication and conversation is key from that point of view.